Yep, Zennis, rip indeed. But now we're going to play my specialty, the Silent. A deadly huntress from the Foglands eradicates foes with daggers and poisons. It just occurred to me that I never explained the ironclad. The remaining soldier of the ironclads sold his soul to harness demonic energies. The Silent plays much like I play Magic the Gathering. Storm. So let's do this, shall we? The special skill of the Silent is the Ring of the Snake. At the start of each combat, you draw 2 additional cards. Now, I have never lost to the first boss as the Silent or died before the first boss as the Silent. So I am given a possible upgrade options by our good friend Niao. Don't ask me, I didn't choose the bloody name. But Niao over here gives you several options. 2 positive ones, which just help you no matter what. Ones with a slight downside, but can give you a massive upside. And then 1 special option that rotates that's usually a massive blow to you, but then can give you a massive benefit in return. I am not a big fan of the boss relics, because those things can screw you if you don't know what you're doing. Do we have an early shop? No, but we have an early elite. But we do have shops later. So I'm going to take the 100 extra gold, and I'll just hope to get something good in the shop. Also, how's the audio balance, out of curiosity? I think it should be good. Now, the Silence special effect is that she deals primarily in the Weaken status on opponents, and she tends to have a lot of 0-drop cards. Ah, thank you, Zennis. She deals heavily with discard, weaken, and generally debuffing the enemy, while making sure she can draw an absolute metric ton of cards. However, as a downside, you have to play a lot more defensively with the Silent than you do the Ironclad, because you have no form of self-healing on the Silent. Just your own innate skills and strengths. But as the upside, you draw 2 additional cards at the start of each combat, meaning you can usually hit your combo pieces very early on, should you choose. Should you choose to hit your combo pieces, as if you can choose what RNGesus dictates. As such, early on, the Silent is not very interesting to watch, because you have to play a fairly defensive game with the Silent. But that changes before too long. Well, next turn this guy should finally die, and we could take our gold and run with it. I want to take Underhanded Strike because it plays into the strategy I like using. But as of right now, I'll take Quick Slash instead because it's a better melee attack in every way. Ah, yes. Enemies. So I can neutralize, Quick Slash, Survivor, and then Strike. And that should be what I do, because that guarantees that things die. Well, I take nothing. Hence why the 2 extra cards are nice, just because it cycles through your deck fast enough where you can find exactly what you're looking for. As with any deck building game, if you get to the bottom of your deck, you will simply draw from the discard pile. With it, the discard pile will reshuffle into your draw pile, and then you draw again. That's all that ends up happening. And the Silent is really, really good at drawing her deck, if we can get anything that actually makes the Silent good. Knowing me, however, that ain't happening. I guess I'll take the Dagger Throw. We'll play a really aggressive variant of this deck. Oh, yes. A strange blue humanoid with a golden helm approaches you with a huge smile. Hello, friend! I am Cleric. Are you interested in my services? The creature shouts loudly. So you can heal us. Or we can ask him to purify, to remove a card from our deck. Give us purity. A cold blue flame envelops your body and dissipates. The creature grins. Cleric talented. Have a good day. I am never doing that again. As long as I live. Wow, these are supposed to be random events, but they're only fights. I think I need to actually defend fully. I think I might have been able to sneak by killing them using the explosive potion, but I like saving it for if I actually need it.
Hello.
Hello, Zaurok. We're doing something completely different.
I see that. What is this game?
Slay the Spire, a glorious deck-building game that has been obsessing my thoughts for an extreme length of time. As such, I've been screwing around with Slay the Spire and thought, well, if I love playing it so much, I might as well stream it and see how it goes. However, it's a little bit slower than average. I did the explanation. I kind of did the explanation already much earlier on, as we did one run-through with the only other character available in this game right now. But it's pretty self-explanatory when you look at it, hopefully. Unless you want me to give the entire explanation again, in which case I cry internally.
No, I'm pretty sure I could just watch the video.
Fair enough. We are not going to be doing oh, thank God we get a treasure. I'm not going to be doing Grimrock 2 today. Because I want to catch up the YouTube series with the stream series. Or at least just trying to make sure that those two, well, yes. I was about to say the exact same thing in a completely different form. Can I stop doing that? As such, I decided to do something else to start off with, move on to XCOM, and then just screw around with everything else. So the treasure chest contains gold and the regal pillow. When I choose the rest action at campfires, I can heal an additional 15 points of health. Oh, I can take a shop extremely early. Or I could, but I miss, oh wait, that's 2 elites in a row. But do I want to fight 2 elites in a row? But then I have the choice of fighting 3 elites in a row. Is there a card that's worth upgrading in this deck? Decisions. Decisions. Because the Silent could easily fight 2 elites at our current stage with no downside. So yes, we will go fight 2 elites. The other
well, it looks like you don't need to rest at the moment.
Not at all. As such, we're going to do the other option, which I'd alluded to but never did with the ironclad. We're going to smith. Smithing allows you to upgrade a card. All cards have a statted upgrade. Usually some form of damage upgrade or block upgrade. But sometimes they can do something different. The card I picked up in the last section is what I'm going to be upgrading here. Reflex. The card itself cannot be played, but if I discard the card from my hand, I draw 1 card. So, I have every reason to discard it. When upgraded, it makes me draw 2 cards instead. Really, really useful. Actually, wait.
So it replaces itself and gives you an extra card.
It replaces itself, yes. That's basically what it does. However, on second thought, if we're fighting 2 elites, I want to protect myself somewhat, and so I will upgrade Survivor instead to make sure I can edge out that little bit of extra health, depending on who we're fighting. I can see that I've made a wise choice. Maybe. Who do I kill? Wait a minute. how close can I get to killing things? Because this is something I want to use the explosive potion on. I can do all of this and take no damage. Sweet. Neutralize you. Strike. Strike. Cody barks in the background for eternity. And armor up. Leaving only this mad gremlin, where every time we attack him he gets a little bit stronger, but he's not going to get an action. Power card, power card. Nothing. But I need something that actually helps me with the fact that I play so many cards. I don't like outmaneuver, and maybe making my deck bigger is not going to help, but I'll at least take it. Now, do I actually want to fight 3 elites? Yes. Live life dangerously.
YOLO.
Oh god, I'm fighting 3 of them, and they're all attacking immediately. Well, I have no other defend in my hand. So I'll be taking 12 no matter what I do here. That's not how this works. I'll be taking a total of 24, I take out 10, I'll take 14 no matter what I do. But I know they're going to change to their other form next. So I'll take it on the chin and have 2 extra energy for next turn. To see what I can do. Painful. You're attacking me. Everything else here does not matter. So we'll do our best to make sure that we take nothing. Do these put these in the draw pile? No, it's only in the discard pile. That's fine then. So you 2 attack. Quick slash, maybe I can get... Nope. Discard. What might that be? So I'll take 6. I have 2 wounds in my hand, in my deck. No, 4 wounds in my deck. But that shouldn't be problematic. I need to kill you now. Jesus Christ. I'll discard a defend. Kill you off. Gain 11 block. And that'll at least save me some damage here. And end the turn. These guys, since they're mechanical, have the buff of Artifact. The potion I have would allow me to reduce the damage they're dealing to me, were it not for the fact that the Artifact debuff basically states that it prevents the Artifact buff prevents them from taking 1 debuff this turn. So, if I wanted to, I can't stop them. I wish I could, but I can't. So instead, I'll proc the Artifact debuff there, then weaken him, armor up, and take 4. This fight's always annoying. Especially when they just decide to just keep attacking and never stopping. We can survive her instead. This would block all the damage, but would it get me anywhere? Well, technically yes, because they're going to have to switch back to doing wounds next turn. Meaning I can officially try to kill this one now. And get nothing, because I have so many wounds in my deck, it just doesn't stop.
It's time to stop.
Agreed. Yeah, I think I'm going to die just because I have so many wounds in my deck. Well, no, I'm not going to die now. I'm just going to die when I try to fight the next boss.
What do wounds do?
I can't do anything with them. They just take up a draw.
Oh.
However,
Do they leave your deck when you beat the bosses.
Yes. They leave your deck when you finish the match. If they didn't, I would cry. Well, actually, not just me who would cry. Everyone in this game would cry because that would make the game unplayable in some cases. Especially considering these guys drop so many of them. More than half of my deck is filled up with wounds. We took 40 damage on this fight. 43 damage on this fight. But we will persevere. It will be worth it in the end. After I take even more damage, because I still have so many wounds in my deck that it doesn't stop. I hate it when enemies just open up dealing nothing but damage, so you have to be defensive on a fight you really shouldn't be defensive on. Yes! It begins. Calculated gamble. Thank goodness. I don't even care what the other two cards are. Calculated Gamble is the card I rely on with the Silent. Calculated Gamble states, 0 mana, discard your hand, then draw that many cards. It then has the keyword Exhaust, which causes it to delete itself from its deck, from your deck, after you use it in combat. But it's still a really good card.
It also works well for reflex.
Exactly. Now you can oh, it's a shop. I have money. Discard your hand, add 1 shiv to your hand for each card discarded. That's not good enough. I want to do things. And those things are... I don't have an attack that's worth upgrading. But I want to take Wraith Form, as Wraith Form is generally how I deal my damage in this deck. So I'll take that plus a Relic. So I can either upgrade an attack for free right now. Well, okay, not for free, but I can do it right now. Or I can take an Anchor and defend myself at the start of...
Why not Damage Spray?
A Dagger Spray, it is a nice card, but that's not the strategy I'm going with. Wraith Form only procs its damage off of anyone hitting... It only procs its damage off of you using a skill card. Dagger Spray in and of itself is an attack card, which doesn't fit at all with what I'm doing. We also have a lot of company. Hello, Cody. We're watching my brother's dog for right now, and Cody has just been forcibly entered into my room and is now trotting about the place. If there's sudden barking in your ear, that is not my fault. I'm going to take the Anchor because it allows me to defend myself on the first turn without having to care about attacking. Next Elite. Oh, baby, it's the one. Wraith Form. We even get the Wraith Form right off the bat. So this guy remains sleeping for 2 turns. That's kind of not great for us. But there's a lot of other things we can do, and I'm going to make sure the door's closed, hopefully with Cody out of my room, so give me 1 second. For one moment, we've had a small emergency, and I need to clear some dog poop out of my corridor, so give me a moment. I'm sorry for the delay, but I hope you enjoy this.
Take your time.
Alright, I've returned. Blech. Alright, well, now's a good time as any to begin the assault, as I don't think I have any more power cards in my deck that can... Ooh. No, actually. I'll wait 1 more turn before doing anything to this one, as I know he's got 1 more turn before he fully wakes up of his own accord. We'll outmaneuver, draw a card, which will wake him up because he just takes damage now. Of course I get Reflex as my very first card. It's fine. I was able to cast outmaneuver last time. Really? Dagger throw. I can play 4 cards. I don't want to play any. I don't want to play outmaneuver right now because that's just going to get me killed faster. So we're just going to run through this as fast as we physically can. Thank goodness for the defends. No more attack for you. I don't need calculated gamble, so we can discard this. But the nice thing about Wraith Form is that every time I defend, I'm going to be dealing damage to him. And now whenever he siphons souls, it gives me a free turn to basically do whatever the heck I want. So, outmaneuver, neutralize, strike, strike. And the pen just went off. And I didn't ever explain what the pen did. Every 10th attack I make with the pen in my inventory immediately results in me dealing double damage on my next attack. Now, going to quick slash. I don't know. Will the next 5 cards in my hand actually do something? I think yes. So I'm going to calculated gamble, as those cards seem infinitely better than what I currently have in saving my life. And because of that other card being discarded, it counts as playing it and draws me the other card. So let's see here. Dagger throw. Draws me another card to discard later. I'll discard the strike. Could I kill him this turn? Or can I gain enough block to make sure he dies? 7. He's at 10. I can draw a lot of useless things. Yeah, I can't kill him this turn. Woe betide me. I'll just instead take 0. And now you can see where the silence starts getting very good, when you can get this type of roll going. We are able to draw enough cards that you're able to effectively defend yourself against opponents vastly superior to yourself. As a reward, we get the Shuriken. Every 3 attacks we play in a single turn, we gain 1 strength, which buffs all of our attack cards. And we get another card draw skill, which also deals damage, and gives us protection. So, let's get... Never mind. Actually, no, what am I talking about? We'll take the escape plan. Escape plan is an amazing cantrip. Among the stone and boulders, you notice an intricate, large blue statue resembling a wing. You find gold spilling from its cracks. Maybe there's more inside. Some of these random events can have options that are locked away by you simply not having the prerequisites to be able to pull that off. Now, how far away am I from any form of safety? Quite. But I will remove a card from my deck for 7 health. Someone once told you of a cult that worshipped a giant bird. As you kneel in prayer, you begin to feel lightheaded. You wake up sometime later, feeling strangely fleet of foot. Removing a card... We can remove another strike, because I don't exactly need another strike at this point, as long as I have Wraith Form. And I'd rather draw my protection stuff first, just because as long as Wraith Form is going off, I'm dealing damage anyway. Alright. Oh, well, isn't that fantastic? We're going to start off by using Escape Plan. We get Wraith Form instead, but I would die if I didn't do anything here.
Let us hope you do not die.
I should be fine? I'll take 0 from this. Oh, why didn't I attack the looter? Oh well. The looter is someone I should be definitely DPS racing. Well, that's actually fairly simple, because I can just draw a card and not feel bad off of Survivor. Let's just dagger throw, discard a strike, defend. I'll only take one from this. Calculated gamble gets me nowhere, so I'm not going to use it yet. I can lose my gold. Gold is far less important than not dying. And he's going to run away next turn. That's fine. Running away is not that problematic to me. So he'll defend himself and then sprint away with 30 gold of mine. And he's just going to debuff me again, which means that this thing successfully perishes. Hopefully. You missed. Yes, that one sprints. I'll get some gold back, but more importantly, I have won the fight. I gain a potion, too. Let's see here. Let us take none of the... I think I'm being called, but they've already should realize at this point that I'm not going to respond anymore. And I'm not unlocking the door for any reason. I will take none of these, just because I'm not drawing enough cards, and none of these are useful for what I'm currently trying to do. Don't be another combat. Good. Come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. I'm gonna take the golden idol. Activates a trap. I can take a curse, which is an injury. 14 damage, which will kill me immediately, or lose 3 max health. As you grab the idol and stow it away, a giant boulder smashes through the ceiling into the ground next to you. You realize that the floor is slanted downwards as the boulder starts to roll towards you. I think I'm going to become cursed. You run. You barely leap into a side passageway as the boulder rushes by. Unfortunately, it feels like you sprained something, however. So I'm going to sit at this campfire and rest to make sure I don't die horrifically. I also gain access to another card. Prepared. One of the other cards that makes the silent amazing. Ah, Mr. Mode Shift. I'm not a big fan of yours. But I do want to try and find... I can't find what I'm looking for. That makes me disappointed. Horrifically so. And I just wasted the pen nib. I always do that. And it always hurts. I want to save the calculated gamble, so I'm just going to discard it and just get armor for no reason. Should at least be able to play... At least he's weakened. I should be able to play Wraith form with no real downside. I'll apply the weaken to him just to try to mitigate most of the damage that's heading my way. And I say mitigate most of the damage, I mean take an absolute metric ton, because he's not been gotten out of his mode shift. Now he's going to try to apply a debuff to me. I'd rather not take another, so let us just give you just enough damage to make sure that it sends you to your defensive mode. Every time I deal a straight attack to him, he is going to, in response, deal 3 to me. I don't want that happening. Now, I probably can't avoid it, but I'm at least going to try. Oh wow, that actually kind of works. So we'll block, defend, apply another section of weak, defend, prepare, discard a strike, and then survivor. And basically we're going to start doing Death of 1,000 cuts to this one. Because of Wraith form. Gonna prepare to discard Reflex, which will deal 3, draw me an extra card. and I should be able to avoid all damage from this point onward. Haven't even had to use the calculated gamble yet. So after your slams, you pop back out, are going to be dealing an absolute metric ton to me. 20 to be precise. But no matter what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to draw a card anyway. No matter what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a card anyway. And I might as well try and defend myself. I prefer no whirlwinds from the Guardian. That seems like it would be nice. Pen nib goes off. I did this in the right order for once. We're going to dagger throw. Discard the injury. And then simply defend twice. I missed out on 6 damage to his face, but that's fine. Now, I would take 9, but I can't accept that. That would deal 3 to me, and I can't guarantee I'd draw anything that would actually let me protect myself. Outmaneuver. And then we're just going to sit on this and take 0. $18. Prepared. To discard reflex to draw another card. Well, calculated gamble. Well, I'm not dead yet. I take 6, I'm down to 2. Swinging would most definitely kill me. So we're gonna wait. And hope that I draw something useful next turn. He's gonna whirlwind again, although I think I can gain enough armor to prevent the whirlwind from simply straight up killing me. How many cards do I have left in my deck? An attack? A skill. I gotta try to get the skill. I do get it. Which means I can negate most of it. And keep drawing cards. I negate all of it. And keep drawing cards. Alright. The Silent pulls off the most surprising of successes. So now he's going to have one more mode shift, and I just have to try to prepare myself for that mode shift. Oh no. Draw me. Survivor is fine. Can I deal enough damage to him? I need to. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Huh. Let's try to cheat out some extra damage. This technically deals the most. And then we'll apply weak to him, which also gives me 1 extra strength. He'll buff himself, but will live. Now we have to focus purely on making sure I don't die. That's becoming increasingly difficult. Well, looks like I need to do a dagger throw just to live. I'm a survivor. I'm not fearing anyone. If Survivor didn't hit right then, I would be legitimately dead. I survive by the...
2 health and you are living.
Yes. I live. Do it. I kill him, he deals no damage to me because if the boss dies, no negative effects can occur. I gain a ton of gold from the Golden Idol, and I get to add 1 rare card to the deck. Okay. So. I have 3 options waiting before me. A second Wraith form massively increases my damage output. And Alchemize grants me free potions to use. Although, depending on what boss relic I get, I might never use potions again, so that might not be useful. Glass Knife is a card I'd recently gotten off of the previous unlock I got with the Silent. So, maybe. Wraith form. It does the most for the deck. Oh. Okay. At the end of my turn, I no longer discard my hand, but I draw 1 less card each turn. But the Silent discards cards, and if he doesn't have card advantage, that's a good thing? The way I build the Silent, the Runic Pyramid might actually be good for me. Or I could fill up my hand with complete trash. The Eternal Feather, for every 5 cards in my deck, I heal 2 health whenever I enter a campfire. Or I get the Tiny House to get 1 free potion, 30 gold, raise my max health, and obtain a card for free. 8 health every time I go to a campfire. Probably more by the end of this. I play heavy risk / reward. That mitigates it, but this also can. I'll take the Tiny House. And I will. Wow. This is actually a tough choice. Because this just replaces itself and can occasionally get me free block. But Prepared has more synergy than anything else. I'll take Escape Plan.